Welcome to Immigration Quicktake. This is Jessica Eyes with the American Immigration Lawyers Association. As millions try to overcome the devastation caused by Super Typhoon Yolanda, we've heard that the Philippines has formally requested that the United States place the country under a temporary protected status, or TPS. Joining us to discuss what this means is immigration attorney and AILA member Rio Guerrero, joining us on Skype from New York. Rio, what does it mean for a country to be placed under a TPS?
Well, TPS, Temporary Protected Status, under the Immigration and Nationality Act, Section 244. Now, if the Philippines is granted TPS, that means that the nationals of the Philippines, Filipinos here in the United States, whether they're documented or undocumented, will be able to apply for TPS. And what that really means is there's three very significant benefits that Filipinos will be able to take advantage of. First, if an individual is here in the U.S. and eligible for removal, they're now protected from removal. Secondly, if that person wants to work, well, suddenly now we have an opportunity to secure an employment authorization document, an EAD, valid for the duration of time of the TPS status. And then thirdly, if the person wants to leave the United States and come back, they'll be afforded a travel document. Now, that's to be clear about that, you have to worry about things such as the 3 or 10-year bar, but for those individuals who don't have to worry about that, you can secure advanced parole for them.
Thanks, Rio. Now, the Philippines has requested TPS. Does this mean they will be granted the status? What are the next steps?
So simply because the Philippine government has asked for TPS doesn't necessarily mean that it would be granted. The next step is that the Department of Homeland Security, in close consultation with the Department of State and most likely also the Obama administration, would deliberate over this request and then make a decision. Now, the Philippine government, in their press release, stated that they have asked for TPS without any restrictions. So, for example, they've asked for 18 months of TPS status for the entire country. So all Filipinos in the United States will be eligible. Now, I would say this, that certainly the Philippine government has been working with NGOs and advocates over the last 5 weeks, and also with the Department of Homeland Security and the U.S. government on this issue. And I would imagine that they would not have made this request if they haven't at least received some sort of comfortability from the DHS or the U.S. government that their request would eventually be granted.
Finally, if TPS is granted for the country, what do AILA members with potentially eligible clients need to know?
Sure. So I'd say, first I would just say clients, whether or not, they have counsel or not right now, I think the most important thing is to really watch out for something like notarial fraud. Because of the fact that whenever TPS is granted, we've seen that there are people out there who want to take advantage of immigrants in this situation. So to first say, clients themselves need to watch out for notarial fraud. Now, for AILA members, of course, well, I would say that AILA's got wonderful resources on InfoNet if you haven't handled a TPS case before, and you could access that. But if you have experience with it, great. Generally, you're going to have to ask all the important questions, such as does the person have a criminal record and all those sorts of things, and gather those documents, because TPS will be available for undocumented and documented individuals, but those who have a felony conviction or 2 or more misdemeanor convictions are not going to be eligible for TPS. So you need to obviously clear all your screening on that.
Thank you, Rio, for joining us on Skype from New York to discuss this news. For the rest of you, stay tuned for more updates through the American Immigration Lawyers Association.